welcome back to my channel. My name is Christine and this is Just Christine. For today's video, I'm going to be planning for the week of February 17th to the 23rd. And I'm using this beautiful kit from Miss+Meow. It's called Universe. And I decided to pick this in her rose gold foil. She did have it in, I believe, silver and hollow as well. I just really like the silver, sorry, not the silver, the rose gold a lot better than the other two foils. So I decided to grab it in rose gold. In her quote box, it says, "The universe is a strange place. Stardust falls at random and humans fall in love." I don't understand why I can never read the quote just straight out and properly. But so that is the quote box, and then we have the full boxes here. And my favorite one definitely has got to be this full box right here. So I definitely need to pull this in the spread somewhere. I really don't know how I'm going to use this kit, but it's definitely gonna look amazing because it's a Miss+Meow kit. So here is the full boxes. And then we have the icons and the layering pieces. And then we also have the bottom washi, date covers, and headers. And if you guys look at the date covers, she has this kind of like ombre effect going on. And even though I haven't really been using the date covers lately, I'm definitely going to be using this because it's just so darn pretty for me not to use it. And then as usual, I grabbed some of her add-ons. I'm just pulling it up right now here. So here is the alcohol ink swatches. I grabbed the second one. I guess it's more like a splatter effect rather than just alcohol ink swatches. And then I also grabbed the floral deco, and this is the mixed version. So that just means you get the washi trim, and you also get a larger version of the florals rather than it being the same sizes. And then finally, I also grabbed the foil deco sheet, which obviously matches the kit as well. And it's this really pretty kind of like astrological signs. I don't know why I'm putting it that way because you can definitely see it this way. And it's just such a gorgeous kit. Okay, so that is everything I'm going to be using. If you guys are interested in this, please stay tuned. Okay, so a few months ago, Kat from Femarino Planning posted this, well, she did a plan with me using, I believe, Starlight Paper Studios kit. And she did this in her sidebar. I'll post a little picture in the corner here. But this plan with me, or this sidebar itself in general, has been living in my mind free of charge. And it has been in my head for quite some time now. So I kind of wanted to recreate it. But I wanted to recreate it with a specific kit. That specific kit, I wasn't really 100% sure until I bought this kit from Miss+Meow, which is obviously the kit that I'm using right now. And that is the whole reason why I did this whole entire sidebar as is. And I really like how it turned out. I just kind of like that daydreamy effect that Kat really had in that sidebar. Even though I did use like smaller clouds, I was totally fine with it because I wanted to put more stuff in it rather than just the clouds and the monthly script. So I was really I was really inspired by Kat's sidebar, but I'm always inspired by Kat's sidebar because she always has like these like really good sidebar designs. I'm not saying that her other whole entire plan with me is not creative. It's just she always makes it a point that her sidebar is like so good. Yeah, so that's where this whole sidebar kind of came into place. I didn't have proper scripts for the actual plan with me. Because as I was planning this, I'm like, okay, I have all the alphabets in February. And then as I was laying it down, I'm like, wait a minute, February has 2 R's. Um, so then I was like, oh crap, I don't have another R in my script. So I actually had to get a smaller script. That's why that other R is really, really tiny. And to be honest, it's bothering me a lot, but it's totally my fault for not planning ahead. I only had the vision in my head. I didn't have the execution down par, I guess. um, but like I said, it is what it is. If I ever do get a script that is similar to this to the other ones that I have, I definitely change that R. But it's living with a small R from now on. So here I just kind of went a little bit more simple and a little bit more basic with my base layout. I actually had this video as a walkthrough rather than a voiceover, but then just a sidebar alone, I spent 30 minutes with the whole talking and the whole entire decoration. So I was like, okay, if I do this as a walkthrough, my video is going to be like 3 hours long. So I just decided to scrap it and I just did a voiceover. That's the reason why on my in my introduction it was not a voiceover, because like I said, it was going to be a walkthrough. And my voice is slightly different now because I'm still kind of getting over being sick. I got sick the beginning of the week, which was technically beginning of my holiday, but it was really it was pretty bad because I was so congested and I had a fever. So I had to technically be in bed, which is really difficult for me because I don't like staying in bed that long, especially when I'm sick. I feel like if I stay in bed longer, I just feel like I'm getting sicker, if that makes sense. Anyways, so right now I'm getting over a cold, and let's get on with the plan with me again. So here I just, like I said, I went very basic with the base layout because I don't really think that you needed to go a little bit, I didn't need to go busy with this kit. Miss+Meow's kit is always, it's really beautiful, so I just wanted to let the full boxes breathe and not have to deal with the other craziness that I usually have been doing in my plan with me's. I think the only thing I went a little bit crazy on is with the garland here. As much as I love it, I felt like the date cover could have been placed a little differently, and that's totally on me because here you can see I was trying to place it whether I want it here on top or in the middle. And as I was laying it down at that minute, I was like, okay, the top one looks better. But then as I watched the video, the one in the middle actually was speaking more to me than the one on top. So it's a decision that I made, and it is what it is. I really wanted to use the date covers because these date covers are just so gorgeous. I really love that ombre effect. And Miss+Meow's date covers is actually not as chunky as other date covers. So I really didn't mind how this looks. Like, I didn't mind using the date covers. And like I said, how could you not use that with that ombre effect on the date covers? Since my sidebar is actually full of the monthly already, I had to pick and choose the full boxes that I use for this spread. and I really, really loved all the full boxes. So what I did is just I kind of stuck mostly to the ones that had pictures in them rather than just florals. I think I only used one of the full boxes that has florals in it because I did opt for that one rather than the one with the color numbers on it. Which, like I said, it turned out totally fine. And I really, really love that quote that she has. So I wanted it to be not necessarily main focus, but I wanted it to be separate from where the full box says dreamer. I just wanted to be like the only kind of script that's around there, even though I just realized that other full box has peaceful in it. But either way, the fact that I didn't even notice that, it just shows that it wasn't really like, it doesn't pop out as the dreamer and the stars. These micro dot dividers are also from Miss+Meow. I think I stuck mostly with Miss+Meow stuff because I prefer to use foils that's similar in color. Unfortunately, rose gold is just one of those things where shops are still kind of divided as to what the rose gold really is. It's either one shop would have it really coppery, and then the other one would be a little bit more on the actual rose gold. I think Miss+Meow is more on the coppery side, I believe. I could be totally wrong, which is really bad because I use a lot of Miss+Meow stuff. Anyways, I think I just put on the headers here, and then after that I go with the day by day. And like I said, I just kept it really simple, so I don't really have anything else to say about this spread. I think this is like the first time I've used headers in quite some time, and it doesn't really bother me because, like I said, I wanted to go a little bit more old school in this spread. Oh, another different thing that I did do in this spread is I actually used scripts and icons. For the most part, I don't really use, like, not even for the most part, for a lot of my plan with me, I don't use icons and script until like after the fact. I have all my plan with me is kind of written down in my catch-all. So then when I do the voiceover, I just talk about my day by day. And then I come after and put the scripts and the icons, which sometimes I do like weeks later or even sometimes months later, which is really, really bad of me. But I've been watching a lot of Kat's videos, and also Christy from Kitty underscore plans. And they've been doing icons and scripts in all their plan with me's, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so much easier if I just do that and not have to like do the icons and the script after the fact. My only issue is I prefer the spread to look a little bit more how do you call this? I like to look at for it to look blank. Like, I don't like seeing the script and the icons in my plan with me until like I'm done doing the video or even taking pictures for Instagram. That's why I think I do it that way. Like, I like the clean slate look. So I think this would be my first and my last that I'm going to be doing it. And as much as it was fun to do, I really just prefer the clean slate look after I've done my video. And then that way I can just take pictures when I want and then post it on Instagram. So sorry if you guys like this plan with me, but it's gonna not be the same after this. Okay, so on Monday was a day off because it was our holiday. It's called Family Day here in Canada, so no one had work. On that day or the previous day, it snowed a lot. So I did help my husband plow our driveway, which really sucked because I hate plowing. And even though my husband does 90% of the work, it still sucks that I have to be there. And I don't want him to do it on his own because, like, you know, it is a pretty it's a pretty tiring activity, chore, anything, whatever you want to say. And since the weather is really bad, we just kind of stayed home on that day. And since I was home on that day, I did do some memory planning, and most of the time when I memory plan, I'm also filming, so most likely that was also a filming day. And then at night I cooked a Filipino dish called afritada, and it's kind of like this tomato base food with chicken. It has like carrots, potatoes, and red peppers. And it's like one of those like very classic Filipino dish that is, if you ever go to a Filipino store, most likely they would have that dish. So then sorry, I need to go a little bit faster because apparently I'm already on Wednesday. On Tuesday, I did wake up early. I was also off on this day because I just wanted a long weekend. We didn't really have plans. I just really wanted to have a longer weekend. But I was still up early. And then my husband and I went to Tim Hortons to have some breakfast. And usually when I go to Tim Hortons, I get a bagel, and that's why I use that icon from White Deer Stationery. And I think this was also the day I got Happy Mail, which was from Dash of Sun and Starlight Paper Studio. For sure, the one from Starlight Paper Studio is the green kit that I used for Christmas, and I totally forgot what that was called. Sorry, I didn't use it for Christmas, I used it for winter. And it was just a few weeks ago that I used it, but I really forgot what it was called. And then after that, I spent like the whole entire night kind of just reading this book. It's called Home is Where the Bodies Are. I've been trying to go through all the nominated books of mysteries and thrillers from Goodreads. So I've read, I think, like 5 out of like the 15 books that was in there. So I'm just going through that for this year. It's a very long process, but I'm hoping that I'd be able to do it by the end of this year. On Wednesday I actually went to work, and it was an early start for me. I had to finish up things that I didn't get to finish before we left. I left for my quote unquote long weekend. So I did do that. And Wednesday was a pretty busy day, but then every Wednesday for me is pretty busy because I do have a lot of meetings on those days. And it's also my late day, so basically it was just a work type of day. I start usually like 10. That day I started 10 in the morning, and then I didn't leave work until like 8 o'clock at night. And then unfortunately it was just snowing the whole entire time I was at work, so the drive home was basically all snow everywhere, and it really sucked. I hate driving in the snow because people go crazy in the snow. And then on Thursday is my early shift, and when I mean early shift, that means I have to be at work before 8:30. But the good thing is I do get to leave early on this day. Before I went to work, I went to Tim Hortons again and bought my breakfast, which is a extra large tea with a bagel. That's like my go-to breakfast. And then I actually had a dentist appointment on this day as well. So I went to my dentist appointment, and after that I also had a very quiet night at home. I don't know why I didn't put anything else, but that's probably because it didn't fit anywhere else. This little scallop circle here that I kind of tried to work around with, it did not work for me, so you'll see it again, but it just was not doing what it was supposed to be doing. Anyways, on Friday I was it was my day off. And it was also payday, so I actually wanted to put that as payday because I wanted to use that icon, which is also from White Deer Stationery. So for icon wise, if it's not from the kit itself, it's usually from White Deer Stationery, or if it's foiled, it's most likely from the Pretty Pink Co. So on Friday I did film my haul and also my January/February lineup. And then my husband and I went grocery shopping, and I actually ordered I think I ordered from Dash of Sun on this day. I think she had her release. I don't know if this was her release on... No, I don't think, like, her Easter release. Maybe not. I'm not 100% sure. But I know that my Happy Mail was from my New Year's kit, which is the something celebrations. I totally forgot. I'm so bad at this. Anyways, on Saturday, my husband and I went to Sherway, which is a mall that's like about an hour away from us. It's called Sherway Gardens. We really love that mall. So even though it's quite far from us, we still go to it. We used to live like literally like 5 minutes away from that place. And it's just one of those kinds of malls that it's a little bit quieter than other malls, and they have everything else there. And I swear to God, they also have one of the best kind of like Greek food that's fast food chain. So if we're ever kind of craving for Greek food, we usually go to that mall. And then after that, we also visited my in-laws. And then we were home quite late on that day because we visited my in-laws, which is about like 45 minutes away from us. And then that night I also tried to fix up our luggage because it was just all over the place. So I did that. And then on Sunday was kind of like a sleep in for me. But then my family wanted to visit us because they haven't seen us the whole entire month of January. So they came for a visit. And while they were visiting us, I was doing the laundry. And after that, that night I was binge watching some YouTube, and that was basically everything that we did that week. Okay, so I am like basically out of breath, and my cough is slowly returning back. So that was basically our whole entire week. I feel like I talked a mile a minute, but I'm just trying to catch up with this girl who is so very fast. Anyways, if you guys like this video, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and thank you so much. Bye.